on YouTube.
I think if I the second page
Why did I do
typed
that?
off the hand.
I coughed and it's all right. We got visibility. Are we live?
We're live.
Sweet. Aloha, everyone. We're doing another debate this week, and this time we're doing our first anime debate. Today we have long-standing Matt, Chris, and then our newcomer Keegan.
Sup?
I haven't sat down in weeks.
Hey,
Is it or is it live?
Yes.
Did you share it on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
It's not on YouTube.
Huh?
it's on your profile, Matt. Because I see it right here.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Well, it's not on the profile on YouTube.
Anyways, we have some pressing questions and fun twists in for you tonight, so stay tuned, and if not, go fuck yourself. So, first question, and I'm going to be starting with Matt, is best anime to ever air on Toonami/Adult Swim?
I went with Dragon Ball Z.
All right, Dragon Ball Z.
Are we just giving?
Just give the name, just the answer, and then fight afterwards.
I didn't know if we were going to give the 30 seconds to kind of explain.
That was a Kyle thing.
What was the Kyle thing?
Yeah.
I am not Kyle.
Well, fuck. That's almost how I based all my arguments. It was like these short little bursts I could throw up at the beginning.
Well, you just have to go
right,
full
right,
auto.
Right, yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was my pick.
Yu Yu Hakusho and
I picked Code Geass.
Code Geass. All right, DBZ, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Code Geass. Who will win? Who sucks? Go.
DBZ will win. DBZ was the anime that was on, like, okay. You had Fox Kids, and then it went to shit, and it was gone. And we were all looking for the next Fox Kids, and DBZ was our gateway to Toonami.
I almost say Sailor Moon was more of the gateway to Toonami. Or at least I saw Sailor Moon before DBZ. But like, I don't know, man. DBZ is just not like. I mean, it's great, but I feel like other works have surpassed DBZ within the DBZ franchise. I feel like Super has like surpassed. I guess they don't. Have they played Super on Toonami yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't need to fact
So,
check that.
so that's relevant. I feel like.
You can't have Super without DBZ.
I mean, you
And
can't.
none
but,
of
like,
us would care about Super if it weren't for DBZ.
That's true.
I just feel like DBZ's just lacking. I mean, it's not. It's fucking fantastic, but it's also just
But was it
Not always
lacking
the
back
best.
then when it first came out?
no. But I was also like 12, so like holding hands wasn't lacking in comparison to other things. Whereas I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho, as far as like, yeah, there's the nostalgia aspect of it, but it's so much more than just like nostalgia. Whereas like, even I fucking love DBZ, but most of all DBZ is just nostalgia for me. There's like, given it's a great show, but like, it's all about Goku, and at the end of the day, you know Goku's gonna like come out on top.
But he doesn't always. Gohan's the one who beats Cell.
Only because Goku like gives him that little fucking bullshit like ghost daddy push.
Pause. As of right now, I'm going to set a 4-minute timer. You all have argue.
Like he gives like Gohan that little like ghost daddy like push Kamehameha at the end, but like it just my issues with DBZ are like versus why I would say Yu Yu Hakusho with this, because Yu Yu Hakusho like it's more of a complete and satisfying story in my mind, and also all the characters are fully fleshed out and developed. Where like DBZ starts with like Dragon Ball, and there's characters that just end up fucking wayside, and you never see or hear from those characters again, only for them to occasionally pop up in a battle. But like sometimes I find myself watching DBZ, and I'm like, who the fuck is Tien again? Like, what exactly did Tien accomplish? Oh wait, I have to go back all the way to Dragon Ball to really find that out.
I'll tell you what Yu Yu Hakusho did for me. It filled the gap that was left when DBZ ended. That's when I cared about Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's only because it was introduced to American audiences at a later time. But it did fill that gap for a fuck ton of people.
Code Geass didn't come out until much later after in Toonami and just in general timeline wise. But it has a lot of messages within it other than just on the surface fan service. My favorite aspect of it is that it has a darker side to it than people realize. I think the most notable one is in order to get rid of hate, you need to center all that hate to one concentrated point and then get rid of that point.
See, I've never seen your show, but when I picture your show, if I'm thinking of the right show, is it a bunch of people in like latex-looking leather suits and some robot fuckers?
Just the pilots.
Just the pilots? So they're the ones. They're the leather daddies. Because I associate your show with like leather daddies.
There's actually more chick pilots. Well, there's actually a full amount.
There's a female daddy in the room right now, so like.
But she ain't wearing leather.
Oh, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stay tuned.
I just feel like Yu Yu Hakusho, it starts out light, but has that like dark tone, and like with DBZ, the great thing, like once again, you just always know Goku's gonna come out on top. Where like Yu Yu Hakusho, there is that element of like, oh shit, can Yusuke actually accomplish this? And it's not even always about Yusuke, because Yusuke by far isn't the strongest character. Although he's the lead of my show, he's not the strongest character in the show. Where like DBZ, Goku's always the strongest character. Even when he
No.
even
When
when
the
he-
villains show up, they're the strongest character. He has to overcome the adversity that the villain.
Yeah, just about every fight
60
Goku
seconds.
loses
but
the
even,
first fight.
so, like they're just like
It's the same thing with Yusuke.
after a while, like all the villains start having like wildly like opposing ideological like mindsets from Yusuke to like Toguru with the whole like the way you maintain and achieve power to like Sensui of being like people are complete shit and not worth saving. Every villain has its own ideological mindset that like goes darker and deeper into the story where like DBZ it's just like, oh, I'm a bad guy. Cell's just a bad guy. Came from the future, he's a bad guy.
I will disagree with all of that. Frieza, it turns out he is the one that destroyed Saiyan Homeworld and Planet Vegeta.
But
And-
barely, and that even gets retconned later.
In Super,
In Super, which we're talking about DBZ, but I'm still saying like barely. Like Frieza, yeah, blew up Vegeta because he's like fucking weak. There's
Gavel.
no underlying like
Closing statements.
starting with me,
Starting with you.
DBZ defined a generation. DBZ and Pokemon are the reason we have weebs. They're the reason people care about anime in America. Yu Yu is the go-to once you're done with DBZ. Code Code Geass. I've never actually seen it. I kind of wrote it off because it was another mech anime to me, and we got so many, most of them with mobile suit in front of the title. So yours might stand aside. It's just when it came out, it was so oversaturated already with that sort of style. I kind of wrote it off. DBZ, the greatest. It's why we're all here having an anime debate.
Code Geass, though DBZ is very classic and I do love it, Code Geass has a much deeper message versus solve everything with your fists. And long-term thinking, it's not everything is above the surface, unlike DBZ, where it's like, fight this guy, you lose, fight him again, now you win. And Yu Yu Hakusho is a great show from at least what I have seen. Not my cup of tea. but again, you can't solve everything with your fist. So, Code Geass had a very philosophical point where it mentioned, racism, ideology, religion, sexism, and all that, all those aspects, and had an interesting way of pointing them out and trying to come up with an idea to maybe fix it.
Before Chris starts, can you hand me the tobacco on your?
Alright, Yu Yu Hakusho is about way, way more than just solving problems with your fist. It initially is the story of a 14-year-old kid from a broken and just neglected home, and that's why he's so active to solve problems with his fist. He's just completely emotionally just like vulnerable to the point that he has to like hide that aspect from him, and that becomes his like overarching kind of development for his character and story. His power is directly related to his emotions and his emotional vulnerability. Whereas, like in DBZ, I feel like there isn't really any character development. All the character development mostly happens with background characters that are meant to replace Goku and don't, because ultimately Goku can't be replaced in that show. But like, throughout Yu Yu Hakusho, there's tiny little character moments that just you can see how the characters interact with each other. And they develop full fucking personalities to the point that even minor fucking characters that are only in for one arc develop entire relationships with other fucking characters, and it fleshes out like just the personality of each fucking character in the show as a whole. Even though it's about fighting, it goes through great length just to show the variety and different amount of like fucking powers. Each fucking character, it introduces so many fucking characters that just each have just a complete original fucking set of like strengths and weaknesses. The fights always work into the narrative of the story, and the animation direction and the shot composition of the fucking show are fantastic. It has like some of the best visual sense of just storytelling. The storytelling, it can go. The art itself can go from like cutesy to grim and grotesque in a matter of moments, and it doesn't shift from the overall tone of the show itself. And it just fits within how beautifully complex like. They can take the simplest action and just make it so overly complex, but it's just eye drawing. It has a fantastic English dub, and it's just a fucking great story about like fucking overcoming pain.
Okay. This is tough because
I wrote like 6 pages of shit about this shit.
I know we don't have time for 6 pages of shit.
I'm like scrolling through like fuck.
Keegan, you went more into like I guess the deeper message of the show rather than like the plot and characters, which is important in its own right. And Matt, a lot of your argument was based off of like just the popularity of the show and like I guess the impact it had on American audiences whenever it hit. But I think Chris argued the hardest out of all this.
Imagine that. The guy that wrote 6 pages of shit.
I can't.
Well, it paid off this time because you get the point.
Oh,
Should
man.
write that on.
Everything I wrote was so much better than anything I actually said.
All right, 1 point, Chris.
I'm gonna just start having to like post afterwards, real dumb ass.
All right, so
I can't.
I'm gonna start leaving my essays in the comments. So look for that in the future.
So social media, jumping right into that.
there we go.
So Corey Neal says fully coolly.
I
Beverage.
said can.
That was the right answer.
Oh, I thought that was fully coolly.
It is. I said, like.
Corey Neal says LLC.
Which is the correct answer. I'm sorry,
Beverage
all of you.
55 says Big O. Melissa Miller says hi Keegan in all caps. Corey Neal also says about. And then he goes on to say Pokemon sucked, and I don't even know what the other people are talking about. FLCL had a sexy girl pulling a guitar out of a kid's head. It was awesome. The music was great.
First anime crush.
The one and only Malik710 says love FLCL. Corey Neal says Big O was
Jesus.
good too, Bev. And that was it.
Y'all fucked up by not picking Fully Cooley.
I
That
Just saying.
girl that
I thought
actually
about it,
picked-
but I'd already.
Said she liked it. See y'all too.
I thought about it too, but it's just even though I watched the series 6 times, it's still hard to understand.
I thought about it more of.
I mean,
You have,
like,
to, you have to
the
watch it
best
like 7 or
Tsunami
8
show,
times.
and not
Yeah,
the
because
best show
it's
on
all
TV.
about adolescence. That's it. It's about growing up.
You don't have to understand it, but it's just great.
I remember
Watch.
growing up back in the day when I came across a chick and she just bonked me in the head with an electric guitar.
Yeah,
I remember that was one of the
she
last.
gave you your first
before I
boner.
moved out, like
Adolescence.
moved to Florida. I came over to your place. You got me that FLCL shirt,
Pages and pages of shit.
and we watched the entire thing. It took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's it. That's about the series.
There are 2 animes in my collection. One is Paprika because it was $2, and the other is FLCL.
I was talking to Zach the other day. He was telling me to watch Paprika. I've seen like one clip of it. And I was like, what the fuck is it?
All right, so on to the next question. Best 90s anime. Starting with Keegan.
Best 90s anime, Cowboy Bebop.
And go into it a little
Oh.
bit. Everyone has 30 seconds.
Cowboy Bebop is a 26 episode series about these that started us out with just two dudes. Later gaining a female character and then another female character, where they are all bounty hunters just trying to make a living. But one of the characters, Spike, has a deeper past, darker past, and he's trying to resolve that.
All right,
You want like an actual timer?
I have it. All right, next.
I went with 1994 Samurai Pizza Cats. It's just simply a great fucking show. The series follows the adventures of 3 cats,
Wait,
Speedy, Ceviche, Polyester, and Guido Anchovy. They take care of the security in a little known town called Little Tokyo. It's a mix of like futuristic fucking cybernetic shit with like old feudal Japan. It's an instant cult hit. It's just fucking great.
All right,
wow.
all right, Matt.
Oh, what did I decide?
Gundam.
I went with Gundam Wing. Because the 90s was about one thing, and that was fucking attitude. And no anime has more fucking attitude than Gundam Wing. It is the main character in the first episode when he meets the future love
Oh,
interest.
no, that's a keep going. Sorry.
When he meets the
God
future
damn
love
it.
interest, says, "I'm going to kill you." And then love blossoms. Nothing's more 90s than a toxic relationship.
All right. So they have all pitched their answers. Now, all of you all tell me why it's the worst anime of all time.
So
Oh,
nice.
You're pulling a switch.
Yes.
Wait, why our animes?
Yes.
Well,
Why
yeah.
is your anime the worst anime of all time? Same for you and same for you.
That's starting me.
No, not starting with you. You all argue.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't even remember what you picked. Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop.
Gundam Wing is shit. It is. It is a long line in a series that needed to die a long fucking time ago.
My dad called it goddamn Wayne that Chinese bullshit animation stuff. When you were at my house. Sorry to interject. I should do it on
Yeah.
the channel.
Do
I'm
it
sorry.
on the channel.
Yeah.
Alright, Gundam Wing's goddamn great. I don't know what the fuck you're
It's
talking
really
about.
not. What about that fucking identity crisis with Troa? That shit was
No,
convoluted
out
and
of all the
stupid.
Gundam series, out of the large number of Gundam series, Gundam Wing is the most recognizable one because it is so.
No, Mobile Suit Gundam 18 whatever, the first one is the most recognizable one. When you think of a Gundam, that is the Gundam you think of.
I still think Gundam Wing introduced, like, at least to most American audiences, the concept of mech anime, which is a great accomplishment within its own feet, or within its own self. Whereas, what the fuck did Samurai Pizza Cats accomplish other than making like me in first grade run home every day after school to watch it?
Samurai Pizza Cast was great.
Great in the sense that
introduced-
it's great in the sense that like fucking Carrot Top movies are great.
It's like a fucking introductory to Cyberpunk, and you get so many great fucking stories once you're open to that subgenre.
I could say the same thing about Gundam Wing, but better, because, like, it's just cats making pizzas and dumb jokes, is all this show is. There's, like,
Nothing is more 90s than dumb jokes and puns on fucking pizza toppings.
Pause real quick, Matt. I've always wanted to
That
do
was
this.
fine.
Yeah.
that's my entire argument.
All right.
The best 90s, I'm down. Fuck.
I didn't splash you though.
No, I just really want to throw
Okay.
I can't tell if I got splashed.
Alright.
Doesn't matter anyway. Nobody cares.
Fucking
Cowboy Bebop is a triumph. It is.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, now hold on before you start making any wild accusations.
Loud accusations about how great your fucking show is.
No. See, at least your animes, both of y'all's have a linear path and y'all stick to it. Versus Cowboy Bebop, every single episode is a little story of itself and doesn't even continue
No.
to the original plot until like the last 5 episodes.
No, you got
That's refreshing.
5 and 6, which are together, and that's the introduction of Vicious. And then you have another arc involving Vicious and the group. I don't remember the episode numbers. And then it wraps up in 25 and 26.
See, it only shows Vicious and Spike having flashbacks to the past, but it doesn't explain it at all. And those flashbacks aren't even that
Completely
long.
explains it.
Right, but the thing is, your show was actually a good show. Your show is a fucking great show. And their actual shows. My show was Saban bought the rights to this fucking shitty show that wasn't even popular in Japan. Just to make fucking toys. They were like, oh, those characters are cute. We're gonna buy that. They weren't even given scripts.
You know what?
That's how fucking bad it is. So they just kind of fucking made everything up. And it's just, the entirety of it was to sell fucking toys and pizza.
I remember Samurai Pizza Cats, and now I'm pissed because I don't remember the toys. I would have went and bought those fucking toys if I knew they made them.
They're in your bedroom.
They really aren't. There are a lot of things in there that are geeky and nostalgic, but that's not one of them.
See,
I'll totally get you some when I get my crossfire from Rainer.
with Cowboy Bebop, all the characters were very cliche. You had the dark, mysterious guy. You had the very overprotective friend. You had the bitchy woman. You had the hyperactive kid that you questioned if it was male or female until verified in one of the episodes. And then you had, a dog. A lot of people like dogs. It's a very
Everyone
cliche
loves dogs.
setup.
If you don't like dogs, then fuck you, America.
Yeah.
The one thing people like more than dogs are cats, and that's all my shit.
My show has a dog in it, and it's fucking dead.
Damn, they did kill the dog.
That's why it's worse.
Once again, my show was just
Your
completely-
show just has fucking cats.
It was licensed by Saban just to make money. The same people that brought you the fucking garbage.
Everyone
Rats.
loves cats.
Oh, fucking VR Troopers. Nobody gives a fuck about VR Troopers. People like Power Rangers, but purely for nostalgia reasons. If you go back and rewatch that show, it's complete fucking
No, I
shit.
did, and the Green Ranger arc actually holds up. It is the only thing, but it actually holds up.
But like, yeah, the Green Ranger holds up. Nothing about like my show holds up. It's just dated fucking pop culture references. The shit that it's not even really super prevalent.
So it's
For the time
Animaniacs,
period.
and it's amazing.
Hello, nurse.
It's just like
We got the youngest person I've ever met quoting it.
my show.
I'm at Leslie, and I've never met a child. That's your political campaign right there. I trust him. He doesn't mess with kids.
No, it's just like it's just a complete fucking shit show of a show. It's just fucking rapid fire fucking dated jokes and references to people that weren't even super popular in the 90s at that point, but like more of like 70s and 80s shit. Because it was written by adults for children, but adults weren't children in the 90s, so they weren't
Now
really
you watch it,
that
you're like, this is bad shit. It's great. You watch it and enjoy it the same way you would watch and enjoy The Room. Like, just the bizarreness and the decisions they made and everything. It just makes it great. It's perfect for what it is. Gundam Wing is just a travesty. They're all fucking just tropes. Like, oh, Final Fantasy VII was popular. Let's make the fucking antagonist have white hair and be a douchebag. And like, fucking Zex. Damn Zex. And fucking that toxic ass relationship. Like, when the credits roll, does fucking Hero kill fucking what's her ass? I can't remember. her
That
name.
still makes for better and more compelling like television or entertainment than just like bad puns and jokes about the Ninja Turtles, which is what my show is. It's just fucking absurdity for the sake of absurdity. There's no story. It's
That's what comedy has become. Your show paved the way for modern comedy.
and your show paved the way for modern drastic tellings of anime, I guess. I don't know.
No, Cowboy Bebop did that.
Nah. You know, not too many people know Cowboy Bebop in the first place. Okay?
Yeah,
Not too
it's
many
not
people
true.
know my show in the first place. Like your show, both of your shows are definitely on somebody's like top fucking 5 or at least top 10 list, or at least I would almost bet both of your lists are on some sort of like prevalent. If you were to Google top 10 animes of all time, both of your fucking shows are on that list.
You might be right.
My
but
show
mine
will-
might just
isn't-
be an
isn't
accident
fucking
because they didn't know what Gundam they were picking.
And back when Cowboy Bebop
Your
came
show is
to-
actually the best Gundam franchise of the franchise.
back when Cowboy
No.
Bebop first came to
Oh,
the
it
West,
definitely
it was still in the middle of introducing anime in the first place to the States. They had no way of gauging what was good anime and what was a bad anime. But Cowboy Bebop, you know,
Yeah, there's nothing we can really say
Broke
bad
the
about.
barriers. It
About
fucking it let everyone know what a good anime actually was.
which was a big mistake because of how terrible it was. But again, there was no scale, so no one knows.
Your show is miles and miles and miles and bounds upon my show with sense of art, sense of timing, stylistical like capabilities of which they tell a story. My show is just fucking bad jokes and bad puns. There's a character in my show named Geriatric.
Yeah, but yours is
That's
funny.
clever.
No, it's fucking stupid.
That's geriatric. I'm gonna name my next fucking NPC that.
But you
If I
know,
become a drag queen, that's gonna be.
again, Cowboy Bebop is very cliche with its character development and even its story. Like even before Cowboy Bebop, the same aspect of the story has been repeated multiple times. Cowboy, it's basically a reskin of something else.
I didn't want to go this route, but I guess I will. My show was fucking also highly detrimental and offensive to the LGBTQ
Plus,
community. The main bad guy, the Big Cheese, Seymour Cheese, which is so dumb. Seymour the Big Cheese is an openly gay fucking character, which isn't bad, but the likeness of which they portray him is just a reoccurring fucking running joke of him overtly aggressively hitting on his like male subordinates and just pretty much sexually assaulting them, and they're just bullshitting up that.
that is groundbreaking.
It's not groundbreaking, it's offensive, and it's just they took like this like big gay stereotype and just fucking were like, this is our fucking character. He leads an army and he touches their dicks.
He's
and
a
makes them
person
love it.
in a position of power that is coming on to them. And in 2019, we are seeing that is a thing that actually happens, and kids need to be aware of it. And I would completely agree with you if the other characters weren't completely repulsed by this. If they were egging it on, sure, that would be horrible. But how else are you going to convey something to a child?
You can convey the same things to a child without like just using offensive stereotypes. And I hope this round ends soon.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
not prep for it.
Closing statements. I was just enjoying it too much. Starting with Keith. Why is it terrible? In closing.
Cowboy Bebop is terrible. First off, what kind of name is that? Second, again, I don't know how many times I have to reiterate this, but it's very cliche. Storyline, character development, even maybe even the art style. Okay, wasn't it didn't stay linear until like last few episodes. Just about every episode was a story in and of itself, so you didn't know what was going on if you just jumped right in the middle of it. Because back then it was just TV. There was no internet to stream this on. So that's why it's the worst.
Some of the best fucking stories ever told have been completely non-linear. And I feel like that approach to storytelling is can be one of the most effective uses of storytelling, and it was completely 100% effective in your case of like your movie. I'm so used to talking about movies. Your anime, it fits within that, and like I said, both of your animes are definitely within like some major list of top 10 animes of all time, if not multiple fucking lists. You talk about Cowboy Bebop being a dumb name. Samurai fucking Pizza Cats, dumbest name, and they even on the opening sequence spell samurai wrong. my show was just honestly a fucking money ploy in an attempt to grab up this whole fucking market and make a quick buck for Saban to further fund other shit, which it did. This show existed to make money to fund Power Rangers. Whereas like it's a fucking shit show of just bad fucking jokes and fucking stupid bullshit. The writers of the show didn't take the show fucking seriously. They weren't given scripts or anything about the actual source material of the thing, so it's all fucking bullshit jokes. And like it's so bad that like the theme song for the show, the guy got fucking shit faced and recorded a theme song as a joke, and they're like, yeah, that's funny, we'll go with it. Because they didn't fucking care.
It is spelled wrong in the intro. Fact check.
Closing statements.
Your show, Power Rangers, Chris, your show. Power Rangers can fund itself. Samurai Pizza Cat sounds like a fucking passion project. It sounds like a bunch of friends getting together, having some beers, recording a theme song. They're sloshed. They misspelled samurai. It's fine. We're just having fun. And we're going to teach kids some shit about what's waiting on them when they get older. Cowboy Bebop is a fucking masterpiece. There's nothing about that show that is bad. Pretty much what I got out of your argument is you prefer serialized and not episodic. Some people don't. Cowboy Bebop had both. Fucking Gundam Wing though. It turns into a convoluted mess. You have Troa Barton. Who the fuck is he? He was this guy, but now he's this guy. He was a circus performer, but he took this guy, and that's just one of the fucking characters. Fucking Wei Fei, he's one of the worst characters in anime ever. Your protagonist is a fucking psychotic narcissist, and you're supposed to root for him. Like the Empire in this show, I forget what they're called, but I'm gonna call them the Empire. They were trying to do some good, and then you have 5 fucking punks in fucking pieces of mech armor that just fuck up the world. Like nothing's good after the credits roll. It's a shit fucking show. It's a long line and a series of things. People confuse it. Maybe not when it was airing. Everyone could identify the Gundams when it was airing, but now they're just mixed in with all the other fucking Gundam shows. and I was gonna say the one where they turn World Wars into Rock'em Sock'em robots is the best Gundam show. So yeah, Gundam Wing sucks. Your two animes are great for different reasons.
Okay. So, Sarky, you fucked up. I picked
Yeah.
one of the best anime
Yeah,
of all
I
time.
did. I
You
did.
really did.
I did.
I just want
shit.
to. I just want to state before you make a decision or anything.
Okay.
When the original question was posed, Matt, you brought up so many things that were in my actual prepared argument, and I'm bummed that I couldn't be the one to deliver those things.
All right. Matt, I mean, your anime was pretty much the introductory of mech anime to the States. But, like, you were right on a lot of points. Like, the main character was shit. The toxic relationship was very badly conveyed and not a great thing for young American audiences. And, like, I mean, the plot sucked. And for yours, like, it was a goofy, dumb kid show.
I've
But
never seen it.
yes,
That's great.
But pajamas, Samurai Cats, Ronin Warriors.
it was a goofy, dumb kid show. But like watching it, like he brought up a solid point. I do get like the same sort of feeling watching it as I do Animaniacs.
That was actually, if I can time out one more time, just for purposes of fact sharing or knowledge giving or some shit. It was actually when it was proposed as best '90s anime. One of the things that I was actually going to bring up is Steven Spielberg is actually a super massive fan of Samurai Pizza Cats, and when he went to do, because Steven Spielberg presents the Animaniacs, when he went to hire for the Animaniacs, he hired the writing staff for Pizza Cats. So a lot of similar humor because it's the same writers.
Overall,
But it still sucks! Sorry.
I'm gonna have to give it to Matt because like you very, very accurately portrayed why Gundam Wing sucks dick, and it really does.
You're a fucking old man.
I really
Out of the Gundam shows, it's my
like. And that's not
More
affecting my
favorite.
answer, but he did argue it well as to why it sucks.
No, I mean completely. I failed it. I was just so prepared on like not even arguing why it was the best, but I was just gonna go for why it's the most.
And Keegan, like, you did bring up some solid points. It's just like it's so hard. It's like telling your daughter she sucks. It's like you fucking suck. I love you. You're my precious angel. But you fucking suck.
God, yeah. Once you switched it like that, I was like, God damn it, I already lost.
I'm also glad that like, where you switch it, I didn't go for the comic show for every answer like I was planning to.
I'm kind of glad you did too, because like
Grab some beers out of the fridge.
Terrible child.
Just all of it or some or what?
It's kind of hard to get all of them at once, so just well, there's like a pizza box on top of it. Just grab like 2 or 3.
Can
Okay.
you like fill me
beer
up?
break,
No.
social media chat.
Come
So
on.
Corey Neal says, "I'm sorry for speaking in the shoe," which I'm assuming he meant show.
No, he took his shoe off and yelled.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Shoe, goddamn!" And you better remember Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Bad Beetle.
Yeah.
Beetleborgs.
And then
That's better
Rainer,
than VR Troopers.
Rainer Robin says, "Anime is awful." Corey Neal says, "We only have like 2 viewers anyway. No one will be offended. OMG, I'm just listening to nerds talk about anime." And then, why does Chris have such a boner for Pizza Cats? And that's that.
I was so prepped to like argue this for like not even best, but just the most '90s show.
What did you want?
Or at least anime.
I have a box of wine.
Like it's featured in episodes of the Art Troopers, it's featured in episodes of just like on screen, like it's, like characters watching it, and like every Saban
I'm
show.
gonna make
Like,
half the dumb
Hey.
like,
Proud of you. Medic.
Is that just like a timeout room?
Yeah, I was gonna sit
That-
there.
That's
so-
his bad room. That's where he goes to break bottles.
The stable used to be in there, and that's where we would play like card games and shit.
I walked in there. I was like, the floor is really shiny. Like I didn't say that to you. And it freaked me out for a minute. There's just like that.
All right, so are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, the next question is best anime fight. Starting with Chris.
Do you want me to just give the fight or a little?
Give the fight, and then we'll go into it afterwards.
Alright, I
Is this
didn't
another
know.
trick?
Now, this one's not a trick. I wanted you all to explain why it was great right before you started dragging it through the mud.
Okay. For best anime fight, and this is one of those questions that's fucking. It's like sticking your hands in a fucking Olympic pool and trying to grab one single drop of water. There's so many just options out there. It's wide. I went with the fight between Yusuke Urameshi and the younger Toguro brother in the Dark Tournament of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay,
We're just giving it.
just give it.
L and Light, the entirety of Death Note.
Okay.
Goku versus Frieza.
Okay. Some solid competition. Go!
Allow me to read the one note I have prepared in any of these we've ever done.
Pratty.
No, you prepped for the
Oh,
Tarantino as a kid's movie.
yes. I apologize. The second note I've done.
But
And
it's
it's
a
just the
Track
it's
shit.
just the definition of fight, because I know that's where you're all going to go. Verb: take part in a violent struggle involving the exchange of physical blows or the use of weapons. That's definition 1. 2. Engage in a war or battle. 3. Quarrel or argue. Synonyms would be dispute, be at odds, disagree. 4. Struggle to put out, which none of us will do. It's like a fire. 5. Endeavor vigorously to win. And 6. Campaign determinedly for or against something, especially to put right what one considers unfair or unjust. And you can apply all those as a noun as well.
All right, so now that you've given me the definition of fight, I think no. But no, I mean, yeah, I feel like that applies to honestly all of our picks. if that doesn't apply to one of our picks, somebody fucked up.
Right. But L and Light do not physically fight but once.
Okay, here's the switch. Best makeout session. But no, seriously.
Naruto Sasuke.
Oh, we
Round
just
one.
fall deeper into Keegan than I ever wanted to.
Never check your internet history. But
Matt, I've known you for like 15 years, so
Yeah, best makeout session, me and Corey.
go.
we know each other. We know each other. 20 years at least.
That's stealthy.
Damn.
The younger Toguro brother,
Yeah.
like,
I will fact check. He was the big one.
Yeah, the younger one's the
Okay. Are you talking at the end of Dark Tournament?
Yeah, when they did the final round, when they Yusuke and Toguro fight post Genkai,
Yeah.
because like that's where like the entirety of that fight is just so fucking crazy because it's the pinnacle of that tournament, and it just takes like it's honestly one of the most anticipated like fights in the series. It just builds up to that fight from the start of that tournament. You know that's where it's fucking going, and it just like you start off and you see pretty much like Yusuke just there's all this animosity and everything that goes into that fight that like it's this entire battling of ideals on strength. Chidori is willing to give away fucking anything to gain his absolute fucking thing. He shed everything else, and it's Yusuke coming to terms with like, holy shit, that guy's strong. I want to be strong, but is that worth it? Is giving away everything worth it? Genkai fucking dies. Fucking everyone else is fucking out. Fucking just coming off of like Kuwabara winning that fucking fight, just off of like pure fucking boner power. Because Kuwabara's getting his ass whipped. Everybody else.
Kuwabara is the best
Yeah,
character.
Kuwabara's great. But it's just like this fight fucking builds and builds and builds, and halfway through, you're just like, Toguro might be in the right in this. Is he? I don't fucking know, because like Toguro, like it starts out like he's like, oh, okay, this is evil character, but it's so much more than that. Like you find out all the backstory between Genkai and Toguro, and like it's just the fucking best fucking fight scene. It's like, and the ferocity of the animation in which they like fucking fight and go at each other, it's so fucking good. It's hard to put into fucking words.
It's the animation is not that good. To be
No, the
fair.
animation's like fucking great because it's so wild that like it, instead of focusing purely on the animation itself, and it's one of the examples of when it can get really grotesque with like all when it transforms and all of the fucking veins and the weird shit popping out of his fucking neck, fucking wide neck ass motherfucker. But like it's just so fucking good.
It's
Like
one of,
the animation captures the emotion of the fight.
I wish I would have brought this up earlier, but it's one of those animes where it just kind of like I'm running in for a punch, and then the back of it is like the blue with the white lines, and then the character flies. It's a lot's inferred in the fights in Yu Yu
No
Hakusho.
way, no way. Especially like once it hits like past episode 20 and like the actual Dark Tournament like fighting shit. 'Cause the first 20 episodes of the show, like the art style shifts because like, it starts out as very flat, but it's the ghost detective shit. It's very like, but afterwards it gets so stylized and just like dark. and
That
gritty.
happens in the Demon Tournament. It doesn't really happen in the Dark Tournament.
And that's where it starts. And it all starts with like Toguro, but like art shit aside, just like I couldn't think of a more emotionally charged fucking fight.
The fight between L and Light, fucking, you're like, the entire time, L knows, but he has the code. He has to take him down legit. He can't just fucking kill him. He can't arrest him because he needs the evidence. It can't just be like, I know, arrest him. It is him trying to build the evidence, and it's just the best battle of wits that has ever been portrayed in cinema, anime, television, anything.
I mean, it is fucking great, but it's almost to this point where it's almost like disappointing that like L is such an excellent detective at what he does that he fucking knew, but like never does anything. Like he does, but he sets shit up so far in advance that like
He sets
he
shit up so
he
far
sets
in
up like
advance.
in game and then like fucking he pulls a fucking Doctor Strange is like what L does. He fucking like sorry, all right, checkmate, I'm out, and fucking poofs off.
See,
I really wish L could like. I don't know. It's to me. No, I think it's a great fucking pick, but it's also just a weird pick because the person you want to root for in that pick also loses.
See,
But doesn't.
here's the thing. Even though you gave us the definitions of fight,
I don't even remember what you fucking picked.
It was Goku Frieza.
Goku Frieza. Ooh, let's get this.
even though you told us the definition of fight, your pick is even though it does fit, it's a really long stretch. However, yes, they do, and by definition, fight, but it's more of fight on brains, and ultimately L loses.
No, he doesn't. Nier even says the end. L1.
Yeah,
Lights-
L wins, but he like
He's willing to sacrifice himself.
he's willing to sacrifice so much to win by his terms instead of just fucking winning, which is, in my opinion, the only character flaw he has.
L's
which makes it
goal.
great.
Yeah.
L's goal was to prove that light, or have like proof that light was Kita, and put him behind bars. He failed in that mission. Light's goal was to get rid of L. He
No.
succeeded.
L's goal.
It is Nier that had to jump in and finish the job.
Nier jumped in and finished the job with the information L gave him. L is the ultimate. But that aside, it's what's the best fight.
If
It's
you were to
not
play-
who's the best winner. I'm
Right.
not arguing L as the best winner. I'm arguing the Light L fight as the best fight. If you're on L's side, if you're on Light's side, doesn't matter. They had
50
the best fight.
All right, hold on.
See-
So fucking Goku and Frieza, this fight, some fucking bullshit. Talk about like, I mean, both your fights go on for fucking forever. But your fight, like,
My
goes on
fight is
forever.
most noticeable. If you look, ask a large group of people,
I
a
think
group with anime, and ask them what fight comes to mind, they
55
will say
seconds max, we
Goku.
need some time.
They will say Goku and Frieza
Great.
for the majority of the crowd that you ask.
Fuck Goku
And
and Frieza.
It is the most notable
The
and
first
most
time on Namek?
historic anime fight.
The first time on Namek?
No,
Is that the one you're talking about? Like on Namek?
No, from the first time Goku, fights Frieza to the very last end.
So like, are you encompassing like every occurrence between the two characters, or are you specifically talking about one fight? 'Cause I'm trying to make it accurate. Both?
Yeah.
See, I picked one fucking fight, man. I went with like the question. The question was like best fight, and I was like, yo, this fight scene encapsulates the entire relationship building over 2 arcs of this show. But it's a fucking fight, and it rips ass.
But see,
But like Goku and Frieza, you were better off picking a Goku and Vegeta fight. To be honest, if you're gonna pick a fucking fight from DBZ for best fight,
almost went with Goku.
because
versus
Vegeta
Vegeta.
underestimated Goku.
but Vegeta's also stronger than Goku in
Well-
a lot of people's opinions. He's just too rigid.
And I wouldn't say more powerful, but I would agree on the rigid. However,
Frieza's
The-
such
the
a
fight
shit
lasted
character.
for
right?
so long.
Frieza's
It
a
lasted
fucking
for
shit character, and he's only
19
been
episodes
through
with 3.5 hours of screen time. 19 episodes just for one fist fight.
and most of it's fucking talking, man.
Talking or
No,
Just,
just
the actual pivotal like fight on Namek, looking back, is one of the like least compelling of DBZ, and it's compelling at the time, but it's shitty because they hit such a point that after that first, because like Frieza's really kind of like the first big
you
battle.
know what's
There's
another-
Raditz, okay. There's like fucking
Yeah.
Vegeta,
Yeah, I got your back on this.
like
one. You know what the better is? The one leading up to it, which is Krillin versus Frieza, and Frieza just boom, you're dead. That has more fucking character development and everything than the rest of DBZ. I don't think I picked DBZ for anything else. I can safely say that.
fight between Goku and Frieza is what brought Goku's, like, if Goku thought he was a warrior before then, this
The
brought out
Krillin
his
fight
really
is what brought that out. Watching his best friend die is the iconic fight.
and then it is part of the fight. That's
That's the lead up fight to the fight you picked.
and even so, it's still like not like it's the best fight up until that point of DBZ, but after that point they had to match it, and it was it's such a good fight because they
And
were
the same
playing.
could be said about yours.
Well, hold on,
The
Uh,
Demon tournament.
I don't even know. All right, so like the fucking
Finish your statement, then closing.
finishing statements.
No, finish what you're saying,
my
and then closing.
I don't know, man.
I was waiting for it.
That's when it takes you a run.
I was ready to hop up and kill a mouse.
All right. Well, closing statements. Starting with Keegan.
Close the
No,
statement.
no, no. I'm sorry. No, starting with you because you picked it.
I just feel like my fight, you go through. There is like a leading up monologue to it, but it's such a good monologue where like it's just Yusuke being like, at this point he thinks Kuwabara is dead, Genkai is fucking dead, and he's just like, you took my teacher, you took my best friend, like, but I finally understand what you're trying to teach me about like loss and using loss to like further my power, but he realizes in that moment itself that it's not even about that. It's about him having the power all along and trying to push forward and just like kind of just he's not even expecting to win that fight with Toguro is the entire thing. Whereas like and with like all these other stakes, or like with your anime, like it's like the world's gonna end. Not even the world's gonna end. People are fucking dying. With yours, people are fucking dying. With this, it's just this personal like one-on-one thing. This is what this is affecting. Just these two fucking people. So therefore, there's no pressure of like, ooh, if I fuck up, like everything's going to shit. It's all on me. This is just like him overcoming like this animosity with this fucking person that makes for such a good fucking fight.
Okay. Matt.
I think I've said about all I need to say about the Goku Frieza fight. The culmination of that happens at the start of it. It is Goku's loss over Krillin. And then it's just playing out the rest over fucking 19 episodes. The Toguro Yusuke fight. You get to the demon tournament, and there's other obstacles, and there are greater risks and more character development. You find out Yosuke's father is actually a demon, and blah blah faces him in the tournament. And it's like, yeah, like you use filled with that, and there are better examples of it. Any Kuwabara fight is a better example of everything you just said. With mine, the L Light fight, it redefines what a fight is. In a time we needed fucking Kamehamehas and spirit guns to keep fucking everyone enthralled and entertained. You just had a fucking battle of wits between two of the smartest people that ever fucking lived, going toe to toe, and it doesn't matter if you're Team L or Team Light. The fact that there are teams, everyone's Team Yosuke, everyone's Team Goku, but it played out in a way where you're like, fuck, maybe L's right. Fuck, maybe Light's right. And then it's just a battle of wits that enthralls you the entire time.
Okay.
Can you give your
Y'all. Oh yeah, you go ahead. Sorry.
You already made your
No, I'm
decision.
sorry. I thought it went all the way clockwise, but go ahead.
Goku versus Frieza has got to be the best fight, seriously, just because it's the most known. Not only just because it's the most known, but because it also brings an aspect of, I mean, this is being weird, but the power of friendship. You need a reason to fight, and Goku. You need a reason to fight. So, and no better reason than to protect someone. Your desire to fight is to protect someone. And you know, Goku did that, and he accomplished. You know, he triumphed in the end. It lasted for 8 or 19 episodes, and even though you were like, oh, it's all and talking, just the fighting alone, the fist fighting, the kamehamehas, is the legit fist fighting, physical fighting. It's 3.5 hours alone. And as I said, most notable. I know you do have a good point with L and Light. I mean, if someone's gonna pick between which one was the best one, I believe Goku and Frieza would be the popular pick.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you all on a cliffhanger while I go pee. I really need to do that.
I actually have a question for the fact checker from the previous round. Did you happen to look up any top 10 anime lists?
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop was number 4.
Was Gundam Wing also on any lists as well? Fart.
Gundam Wing was so boring.
See, I
Like, I love the way it looked, but it was so boring.
It is actually on a couple top 20 lists because that's what I looked
It's
at.
been around since like the 70s or something.
Because at work, and no fault to Colin, viewers, he released the questions and I came up to him and I said Cowboy Bebop. Like as soon as the question came out. And then he was like, what were you picking for this? Because I guess he didn't remember it. Like he messaged me like an hour before you all got here. And I was like, Cowboy Bebop. And he was like, Taken.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I was surprised nobody threw it in. It was 90s anime, I guess. Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah.
You're really late for that, anyways.
Samurai Champloo. It was
Yeah.
really good. Really good.
I think that was 2001.
I
I know.
don't like anime, but I like Cowboy Bebop. So.
Yes. That's like a good one.
Yeah.
That if
Yeah.
you don't like anime, you just like animation
I'll go
was
ahead.
great, the music was great.
I'll go ahead and do like the social media stuff, I guess.
Okay.
It's mostly just me.
It's all Corey Neal says nerds, capital letters, 4, 3 exclamation points. Can I send a meme of Homer Simpson saying nerds?
Nerds.
I'm just gonna kill myself. Beverage 55 says I like that how they adapted the Margaret fight in the Persona 4 anime. And then Corey Neal says birds.
Cool.
We're all
Well, I
covered.
tried to send a thing of Android 16 from Dragon Ball Z. He was my favorite. And that one scene that he goes, birds. Yes. I sent, that's the link that should be on there.
It just says birds.
Oh,
There's
wow.
nothing else.
God damn it. God damn you.
Alright,
you
who wins? Who wins?
So, from what you all gave me, you went into great detail about like just the overall encompassing like feud in a way between these two pivotal characters in the whole show. Where you went into more detail about like, I guess more so the pop culture popularity of said fight, because I mean it was like the original primordial fight that Akira Toriyama wanted to climax on. And then your fight,
Ooh, I love how you phrased that. Sorry.
but also
Frieza!
yeah,
So did Goku for fucking 3.5 hours.
and your fight, it had a lot. Like you went into detail about how much more like character development towards the fueling of said animosity that really made this fight so much more heated and so much better. And granted, like yours had like a planet on the line, whereas yours was also, I mean, it was just like, you know, these people are dead and I'm trying to kill the dude that caused it, in a sense. And then yours was, you know, pretty much the overarching premise of the entire show from beginning to end was, in layman's terms, a detective getting a serial killer. So it's really fucking hard. I'm gonna give it to Chris.
So the score is Chris 2, Matt 1.
And you 0.
Yeah.
So, well, first, does anyone need to pee, grab beer, jack off in the toilet, whatever you need to do?
Might need to
Don't
tack
do that
on.
last one. There's a perfectly good bathtub that has way more room and a bigger drain. Like,
The fact that
Some
he
people
was
know how to
off
aim.
I'll discuss.
I reserve that for victory.
Any of
only.
those.
What?
I said I reserve that for victory.
Gotcha. All right. Well, main question: best non-Japanese anime, and by non-Japanese anime, I mean any cartoon from any country that is heavily anime inspired, as far as story writing or animation.
Batman the animated series.
No one.
Dragon Tales.
I argued it twice last time. I wasn't going to do it a third.
Matt.
I went with The Legend of Korra. Do you want an explanation or
Mhm.
just the title? Okay.
Very similar. Right? Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right. Viewers at home, in case you didn't hear, we are going Legend of Korra
Oh,
versus
yeah.
Avatar:
So-
The Last Airbender versus The Boondocks.
The moment was all tense and eerie. Sad. Sorry about
So,
that.
fight!
Avatar: The Last Airbender started out as just, on the surface, a child TV show, which essentially is, and a lot of kids can enjoy it, but older audiences, or the audience where they started out as kids and then rewatched it and got a better understanding of it, it shows not only the greatness of just martial arts in the first place, but how it incorporates, philosophy and ideology within it, despite it just being like a kid's cartoon. It had, 3 seasons, each one better than the last. Very beautiful art, very beautiful storytelling. Very at the end. Great, wonderful character development, as in like Avatar Aang going from being just a 12-year-old kid to being, what was he? He was like 13 or 14.
I mean, I won't argue the development of that show because I fucking love that show. I actually almost prefer that show to your show. But like,
Almost.
the thing is like, as far as the question non-Japanese anime, I feel like both of yours are still heavily indulged in creating its own world and its own like cultures and everything fitting within your like the encompassing space of the universe Avatar takes place in.
It set them up, I knocked it down.
Where like the Boondocks itself like is an actual show that's created influenced by a guy that grew up on like 80s and 90s anime and saw the way that you can use to tell like stories for that and took that like concept and applies it to like purely American culture and specifically American Black culture, but encompassing like American culture. And so he's taking this like way to tell stories and applying it to a completely different culture where I feel like that fits within the question itself. It's taking this concept, this style, and like applying it to like something that isn't nationally Japanese. And Boondocks does this in such a way that it just completely is one of the best shows that ever critiques American culture as a whole. And it has some badass fight scenes.
Sure, there's Western influence in Legend of Korra and Avatar, but I wouldn't say that they are Western animes. The Air Nation is really the only Western. Like this deals with the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like yours, like encompasses like it, but it like approaches it in a way that it's not like our world. and it builds.
There are parallels.
I mean, there are, but like that's the way you build any fictional thing. Is you build parallels to like real shit.
Yeah.
Whereas my show takes our real shit and approaches it like how can stories about like shit we know, shit that's like real, and like how can I use this art form to
It's
express
satire.
it? Yeah.
Which
And
I love satire.
It's definitely like one of the best like uses of satire and the animated art aesthetic or art form. I feel like but both of yours are great shows, and I don't know what the fucking say bad about them, but they're not as good as mine for the answer. Like, fuck.
See, here's the thing about the Boondocks, though. Though it does, it does take place in our world, and it does point out problems in our world, but it focuses mainly on just one group, not the entirety of people.
What are you saying? You saying you don't like black TV shows, guy?
No, I love the Boondocks. I rewatched it like a month ago.
I
The
love
framing
that.
of the question, which you pointed out, is best non-Japanese. And yours does take place primarily in America. I say primarily because I haven't watched the last season, so they might go overseas. Maybe entirely in America. It's a fictional world, sure, but it's also a fictional world in the Boondocks. It's satire. You have to fictionalize things to make a satire. Sure, it's more grounded in the reality we know, but it is not the real world.
Okay. Yes, it is not the real world.
And
But
with the framing of the question, it is non-Japanese anime. Yours does hit some anime tropes, mainly in like fever dreams and fantasy. Ours is strict anime. It is a fictional world built up with great world building in both. Yours relies primarily on you live here, you get it. Here's what's different. Ours is you don't live here, no one's ever lived here. Here's how things work.
fuck you and your ability to argue.
Now, Avatar laid the groundwork for what gave us Legend of Korra. It set it up, it introduced Western philosophy to children. It's not like Legend of Korra is bloody and violent and kids can't watch it. Kids can watch Legend of Korra too. Yours, the first 2 seasons, you kind of have to be a kid to get a lot from it. Season 3, that's when
I would say they're more on equal grounds. They're both so fantastic. They cannot compare to each other. They are on par with each other.
You gotta fuck this equal ground shit. You gotta make yours better than his.
But see, here's the thing. Yours has the
I don't
advantage.
really need this point.
Yours has the advantage of already having an audience. Avatar: Last Airbender started from the ground up. It actually had to earn its audience, and it did.
and Korra expanded on that audience. Chris brings up a lot about race relations and LGBTQ plus community relations, and what is a more fitting end to Legend of Korra, or you have the main character who is female saying, fuck this douchebag, fuck this other douchebag and holding hands with the other love triangle interest and going off to fix everything.
See, that's one problem. That's a branch of a problem from Legend of Korra versus Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Avatar: The Last Airbender they had a goal, they focused it, and they achieved it. While Legend of Korra, there were just a bunch of horny teenagers trying to hook up, didn't succeed despite the troubles
Did
in the
you
world.
watch Legend of Korra?
Yes.
No.
Okay, when I say hook up, I mean like
Get fucked.
get fucked,
Boom.
bone. But anyways, but anyways,
That was the R-rated segment.
But anyways, despite all the troubles of the world, they kind of lost focus and tried, tried to make a relationship with each other, and that didn't work out. Korra and Mako, and so, or not Korra and Mako, yeah, Korra and Mako, and then Mako and Asami, and none of those worked out, and they didn't have their priorities straight.
Love was there the whole time, and they didn't have their priorities straight because they were fucking saving the world.
That's exactly why they should have had their priorities straight, because they're too busy saving the world.
No, their priority was saving the world.
How many
They didn't have their relationship priorities straight. Let me put
how
it
many
that
catchy
way.
songs did either of yours pop off, by the way? Out of curiosity.
2.
Okay.
No, they were too focused on saving the world to see the forest through the trees and their relationships. Once the world was saved and the show was concluding, that is when they realized, oh fuck, true love was here all fucking long. And that is way more relatable than just, oh, I came out of some ice and my true love is right fucking here.
Yeah, but Aang had a goal, even though he
Can I
had.
propose a question between the two of you two?
Sure, if it's cool with him.
Allow it.
I want to hear you two argue the best use of bending and or fight in your show.
What? I don't understand.
The,
question.
the best use of like bending because they're both are like he's
It's like airbenders, earthbenders, firebenders, and waterbenders.
I never watched that show itself.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't real anime. Sorry. They had the movie that was
Oh,
M.
God.
Night Shyamalan's goddamn shit.
Yeah, there's no Legend of Korra movie.
See, if this were a movie debate, I probably could have brought up Legend or the Last Airbender movie because I like that movie. It's like one of my favorite, I guess, movies other people
You
like.
can?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh,
I also love like Avatar.
Okay.
I know.
So-
I know you like Avatar.
I want to hear the bending.
So wait, what was the bending question again?
What happened to 4-minute rounds?
I'm gonna say this.
Oh, well.
I'm
Threw
gonna
that out
say-
the window because
I'm
they
gonna
talk
say
too
this.
much.
His
So-
set
We also
up-
don't have like the black so.
His
Yeah.
anime set up earth, air, water, fire. And I can't quite remember if they touch on the Avatar.
Heart. It's
Being-
the other one. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart.
Being unable.
The heart was the
like,
goal at the end.
If you're born a firebender, then air is the
That's the-
hardest for you.
that's the
If
prize
you're born an
along.
airbender,
Friendship.
then
He was
earth
always
is
like
the
that.
hardest for you, etc.
That's actually a.
Honestly, I
Heart
just
never
like,
did
wait.
anything.
I want to hear you two tell me the best use of and or fighting use of bending within your
Korra,
individual shows.
when she goes full fucking Avatar, does so much.
Are you asking which
more.
one's the best bending element?
No,
Like
use of it in the show.
He's
Oh,
basically
yeah.
implementing like best
Korra-
fight within your respective shows.
Korra,
And
when she
it
goes
doesn't
full
have to be like
Avatar.
best fight because like they use bending for some other.
Yeah.
shit.
Right, but like best use of bending in a fight.
I'm sorry. What is bending?
All right. So
You ever watch Futurama?
It's like manipulation.
Yeah,
and you know how
it's
Bender bends
manipulation
things?
of the
It's like that with other elements.
So that's what they do in like
Yeah.
I gave you the worst explanation possible.
Airbender, but that makes sense.
Just comment on YouTube.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bernard, you're saying would you use full avatar?
Yeah.
All right, you.
I believe the best point use of bending is mainly whenever the earthbenders use it to create shelters or shield themselves. I love the earthbending is actually Hungar Kung Fu, which is more of a solid stance rather than light on your feet kind of style. It's more on solid stances while delivering a powerful and again the best use of it was shelter, shielding, hiding, even traveling. Toph was able to just
Toph is a great character, and she is in both.
yes. Toph was just able to basically I don't know dirt ski bend all the way back to Boston. Say
Yeah.
All right.
I'll say this: of the two, I have the best avatar. Aang
Tuberculosis.
Aang won. He united the nations. Blah blah blah. And then it went to shit when he
Can I
had
just
to
leave a
lead them.
closing argument?
Okay. And then it went to shit when he had to lead them. Korra made access to the spirit world. She also found her true love. She unlocked all the mysteries Aang was unable to. She is the better avatar than Aang. Tenzin is a better airbender than Aang. And a great fucking mentor. And Korra built on the legacy that Avatar The Last Airbender left for it. And this is a little unfair because same creative team, similar voice actors, things like that. We have a lot of parallels. And pretty much I picked the second one, which sucks for movies, but is great for TV shows. They were just able to expand on everything yours did and make it more compelling and more accessible. And you said it at the start, yours had to find an audience. Mine had to gain the audience. And they did that perfectly.
You want me to go in between these two?
Yes.
Fuck. I was preparing to like wrap my shit up at the end. But yeah, okay. So I picked the Boondocks because I feel like it's one of the in a way it's just really blunt and straight in what it's saying and its critiques of American culture. And it has this levels of being just like it's really fucking hysterical, funny show, but it's also like a clever
What you're
mix
saying,
of
Chris,
so
but
many
I
other
have to-
things. Oh, I'm not preparing to do it, but I don't know. But it has this like clever mix of like just humor and this like anime aesthetic that like all this shit like hits, but like on a deeper level. It's a show that offers its own opinions and thoughts on a variety of like socio and political like topics and like current things. And I just feel like it's a show that's able to together this like space between like being like an insanely funny show but also insanely serious, which is a thing I look for in anime.
Okay. Keegan?
Matt had an interesting point. However, his was dependent on the build of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Without Avatar: The Last Airbender, there would be no Legend of Korra. Avatar: The Last Airbender built things up, was the foundation. You know, it's what holds up Legend of Korra, which is why Avatar: Last Airbender is better than Legend of Korra. Avatar: Last Airbender takes is also pretty much a parallel to our world history. A ruler tries to take over the world. He teaches his country that they are the best people in the world. No one's better than them. And all the citizens, they don't realize what he's like really doing. They don't realize the effect on the world, so they go along with it.
Sorry.
And therefore, that's when the Avatar had to come in and be like, hey, you can't do that. I'm gonna stop you. And so Boondocks, it's great.
Do you really need to mention it?
Huh?
Do you really need to mention it? I mean, it is great.
It's great,
Thank you.
but
That's all I mean. I made that shit now.
Korra's
Yeah.
great too.
Avatar: Last Airbender focuses on everybody, not just like a group of people. Boondocks does focus on other groups, but its main focus is on one group versus people in general.
Okay. There's one tiny thing that I wish one of you all brought up for your arguments, and it's the fact that like Avatar throughout the entire series has one central antagonistic force.
I've never actually watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I know. But whereas Korra, it's a new antagonist every season. But and love Boondocks. Sorry.
I mean,
It's between these
halfway
two.
through, I kind of set out.
I know you.
It was like this.
Keegan brings up some very important points where
Fuck you
like
both for not picking Code Lyoko, though.
I've never watched it.
Shit was tits.
I didn't even think about
I
it.
thought that
you
shit was-
almost did.
Yeah, I thought that shit was fucking tits as fuck when I was like, I don't know, 12. 13.
I didn't even know it was a French anime or a French cartoon until like a couple years ago.
Canadian. The French Canadian.
The animation studio worked at the France.
Oh, okay.
So there's like your
But,
French
like,
Canadian and it's just
He
like-
made a very valid
What
point
is it?
that Avatar laid the framework and gained the audience initially for Legend of Korra, the same way that like Dragon Ball pulled in the initial audience for Dragon Ball
Fuck!
Z.
I should have said fucking fanboys are the hardest to please, and Korra fucking pleased all the Avatar fanboys. God damn it!
Whereas you went into like very decent explanation about like the more adult themes that were portrayed throughout Korra. Still appropriate for children, but like, I mean, it's the same thing as any ongoing series, really. It's just like your initial show and your initial pilot is geared towards younger children around 10 years old. And if you're planning to appease the same audience that's growing up, you'll have more grown-up themes on throughout
I
their
feel like I did
teens,
touch on that.
things like that. Yes, you did. But overall, I'm gonna have to give it to Keegan.
Yay.
So we are now 1-1. So the way we're gonna do this is I have a list of speed round questions. The first speed round question is gonna be between these two. The winner goes on to face Chris. Social media correspondent, what do we got on the net?
Corey Neal says it sucks.
You guys get some viewers, though. At least like one.
I'm on there too.
Alright. So,
Anything else?
you guys are blowing
Oh.
up.
I commented.
How many viewers we got right now?
One.
Chris Reiner says Ola, it does suck.
I mean, I can put on like
Oh, I want to wave at myself. I mean,
I can comment more if you guys want.
It's weird
I
because
just
like,
waved at myself.
we do it live and we don't have that many views, but we're up to like 58 on the first one.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
See if
That's
that
what
goes
matters.
through. It says fuck this sure, but spelled the shit wrong. I'm gonna kill myself.
That's not funny. Seriously.
Don't touch me.
I'm gonna touch you.
I don't know your name. What is your name?
My name's Colin.
Colin. Okay.
I'm the wild card around here.
That's fine if you want to.
All
I'm
right.
not gay though.
All right. Well, what about your other? I'm not gay either. I just like
Okay.
touching knees.
That's fine.
All
I'm cool with that. So throw it
Knees
out
and knee.
there.
right. So
Oh my god,
I
that's
ain't
really
gay.
on the internet.
I ain't gay, but everybody got knees.
What?
everyone's got knees. All right. So between you two, first speed round question. Pitch me an established shonen anime as a slice of life anime.
Dragon
Now-
Ball Z.
Okay.
You should probably.
I'm not good on improv.
Jimmy, just pick an established shonen anime that you want to work with.
Sailor Moon Shonen?
Don't think so. No.
No. I have a oh, while Keegan thinks, I'll buy him some time. Idris
Mhm.
has said she will come judge or fight
And an anime fight.
in an anime debate.
Okay.
If and only if Zach will come too.
I'm sure she will be able to convince Zach. I have faith
So she is perfectly willing to either participate or judge the next one.
in you. Okay.
But her stipulation is no shonen anime.
That's fine. I can work with that. Shonen is just the most like accessible anime. That's it. That's why most people know about it.
I don't even know what a showman is.
It's just like
There's like
action packed
5, 6
kids
different
anime that's like
categories.
charged towards like, younger boys.
Punchy shit.
Punchy shit.
I like the like Tenchi in Tokyo.
That is a harem anime.
Well, I don't know the differences. I don't care. I'm just saying the other.
I mean,
like
Tenchi
Dragon
Muyo
Ball.
fucking rules, not gonna
but
lie.
Tenchi in Tokyo, like I like that one a lot. It was funny.
Yeah.
And FLC,
Mm.
This is really hard.
my favorite one.
I guess I'm gonna go with
Oh. I didn't know you guys were still on.
what's the
Funny. No, we're just buying
Hun-
Keegan's time. right now.
yeah.
Huh?
We're just buying Keegan's
But
time.
every moment you spare, you give him more fuel.
Hunter x Hunter?
Hunter x Hunter. Great. All right.
So
So,
can I get an end to this fight
The-
then if it's not a real fight?
no, it
it's
is
real.
it's a very real fight. The way this goes is the person that picks second has to start. Go.
Wait, what was the goal again?
Pitch an established shonen anime as a slice of life anime.
Tenchi in Tokyo.
You got you, shut up. You got
It's a great one.
you got the main kid with the green outfit who's looking for his Faja.
Dude, you forgot about Tenchi in Tokyo.
People with other father are always curious, or even without a parent, or have some kind of question like, I wonder what my parent is like, or I want to meet my parent. Maybe depends on individual situations. Anyways, Killua, his friend, his assassin friend with the white hair, he has family issues. They're all assassins. They all strive to be the top assassin, and he is trying to impress and surpass his family, mainly his father, I believe. So in parallel is like, my father is a businessman. I want to be a better businessman.
Okay.
No timer?
Nope. Go ahead.
Okay, slice of life anime. You have Goku and Chi-Chi with their 2 kids, Gohan and Goten, and Gohan's wife, Videl, and they'll have a kid in this, sure. And you have Goku who goes off on these quests, And this is kind of like a spin-off of Dragon Ball Z and Super. It's not watching him do the fights. It's the home life when he comes back. And it's Chi-Chi being like, Goku, like, Goten has an exam, blah blah blah, and you get to see the Goku Chi-Chi home life and the tribulations that come with being married to Chi-Chi from Goku's perspective.
Okay. You have a 30-second rebuttal.
We're out. Wait, my huddle. Like why his is bad?
Why his is bad and yours is better? 3, 2, 1.
You get to watch two individual stories between the Green Outfit Boy and Killua versus his, where it's just all of his stories are pretty much.
Hold on. I'll give you 5 more seconds.
Where his is versus or his is just all clustered together. You can watch this, even if it did contain multiple stories within it, you can all watch them at the same time. Versus, the main guy, looking for his father, and Killua trying to, being, the better fit.
All right.
That's an interesting one.
All right. Matt, go.
So mine is not a tie-in. There are Easter eggs there if you did watch DBZ and Super, to be like, oh, this occurred then. But you don't need that knowledge to enjoy this. It is just Goku coming home and being like, Chi-Chi, I'm home. And she's like, where have you been? Why is our son beat up? And him dealing with the fallout of that. Whereas yours sounds fucking boring. Like, Gon is his name. Green Outfit Boy, Gon. Like,
I couldn't recall.
It just sounds boring. Like, no one's going to watch that. Whereas mine has an established fan base. And can pick up new.
I'm going to give it to Matt. Sorry, Keegan.
Can I throw in some comments?
You may.
All right. I would watch Matt's, but only because I'm a DBZ fanboy, and I've also had some thoughts as far as Super goes, where I'm watching it, and it's like, okay, tournament power, great, but also like, you last saw Goten and Trunks, and it's like, hey, watch this island because there's these poachers and shit. Watch this island while we're gone. I kind of want to know what's going on with that. Fucking the Broly movie comes out. It's Vegeta, Goku. I want to know where Gohan's at. So like, I would watch that show because what you just pitched was basically like that show.
You see, like, I went with Matt's because, like, primarily, like, you pretty much pitched, like, what was already just established plots that were part of says shown in anime from the get-go. It's just, like, Gon wants to find his dad, Killua wants to surpass his father. Like, just all overall, like, that's just what the show is. Whereas you, like, you focus more on a thing that's, like, more primarily overlooked on the grand scheme of, like, DBZ and all that, which was just, like, the home life and child rearing of, like, Goku and Chi-Chi, which...
Yeah. I feel like it was a strong tactic of taking a show with an established, like, variety of side and background characters and just being like, what are they doing? And that's the slice of life.
Right. So, Matt gets the point.
You get some Roshi, you get some Chi-Chi.
So you all have 4 speed round questions.
It answers my previous question, what the fuck's Tien doing
Yeah.
ever?
After I
Launch.
Yeah.
Launch?
Yeah.
Launch?
Yeah. But like, it always hits a point at some point in DBZ. Like rewatching DBZ, I always have to go back and like rewatch like fucking tournament shit of fucking Dragon Ball. Like, the fuck really does Tien do? He's like, he doesn't do shit in DBZ. I mean, he pulls in like a clinch during like random fights, and he's like, It's almost like they use TN and DBZ in situations.
Tien was shit.
It's
Tien's great.
I know, but like,
they use them in situations where like, oh
it's
fuck,
like
we did this thing for a cool character, we did this thing for other cool
Krillin
character.
was so bad.
We need like who else is there? Oh fuck, TN. TN's on the roster, so TN has to come in like that.
And
last
he's like,
moment.
oh shit, I'm
See,
dead.
I always saw Tien as the character that like knows moves. Like,
Tien on another character or on another show would be fantastic because Tien's a
Like-
strategist. But the thing is, it's all punchy in the moment shit. Whereas if it were a show where it's like a war type, same characters but fighting a war, Tien would be the character. Tien and Piccolo because they're the.
You know what I really liked was the live action movie.
Dragon Ball Evolution. God.
that
Remember
fucking-
that was a joke. Like you looked at me like I don't look at you. You did. I said that. It's a fucking joke. But you it was a terrible movie.
But in conclusion,
Like, oh my god damn.
what I want to see more than anything is a cop drama anime featuring Krillin as the main character as a cop in his like later years
Charlie
in Super,
Brown.
where he's just like toppling like crime syndicates and shit like that as like fucking Krillin. Like, it'd be really good.
Seriously,
Well, that's
that was
Dragon
a joke.
Ball.
It was
It
Well,
was
the
terrible.
entire time he was just like training as kind of like
yeah, like DBZ Super, like as,
Dragon
as
Ball,
a DBZ
they-
Super, his occupation as a cop.
yeah, he is a cop. Yeah, that's why I want to like a side series as him like
just being a cop.
just being a fucking cop.
yeah, that'd be fucking badass.
Yeah,
I've never actually watched Super.
Oh, it's so good.
you should give it a shot.
I will eventually.
Super in my mind. That's why earlier during the.
I haven't
Super
watched
is
fucking.
good. It's like super bad, but not.
That's why I wanted to specify the Goku and Frieza fight you meant specifically because like I feel like Frieza is such a shit character until Super like they're like who's our most iconic villain and Frieza is that, but like they take that just his at that point Frieza's just evil and they take that and kind of like shape it into like an actual character
Okay.
and like Frieza's dope. Frieza's the best thing about Super.
I really enjoyed Frieza's like. I wouldn't. I guess I'd say development, but in like the worst way.
Yeah, he's just the best character in Super. Like, because going into it, you're already like fucking Goku's already gonna win, but like you just want to see like it's weird. They provide the worst and most evil villain a way to like fight alongside of I guess the protagonist, and it's just like finally you get a chance to be like, oh fuck yeah, Frieza's whipping some ass, like getting it.
All
It's
right.
so good.
So
You made it like between the doors, though.
nice. So speed round question. You two, coolest samurai.
Cool samurai.
Jack. Does that count?
I'm gonna
It's
go.
inspired. Yes.
Oh fuck! I was gonna go ahead and say it's not gonna pronounce his name. Mugen.
Mugen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. You go first.
The question is coolest.
Coolest samurai.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Mugen's just like the fucking most chill dude to the point that like he has no set boundaries or restricts himself to any type of movement, and that applies in his fighting. He's just-
I'm gonna help you both real quick. By cool, I'm going by two definitions. One, chill back, want to hang out with the dude, but also like fucking cool. You just did some fucking backflip, crazy shit.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
that's what.
All right, go ahead.
That's where I'm going. He's
I just
just
wanna make
like the most like fucking restricts himself to like the most fluid movements that like him decapitating somebody or cutting somebody in half or even just parrying a fucking block just comes off so effortless, fucking beautiful to look at. He's just the most chill dude, but he also has that edge to him. He's not just a chill dude. He's got a bite to him. He's like, motherfucker, you looking at me? Like, we can go. He's the fucking coolest samurai.
Okay.
Jack fits both of your definitions. He is fucking laid back and chill until he has to not be. And then he will bust out the coolest fucking decapitations, granted normally on robots.
It is a child show.
Fucking moves like water. He is the coolest. I could have a beer with the dude, and I would want that dude in my fucking corner any day.
Okay. 30 seconds. Closer.
Alright. So, like I said, Mugen's got those fucking moves. He's so laid back, but like I feel like Jack is kind of a dweeb. Like he's great fucking samurai, but like when it comes to like being cool, Mugen's like cool without like being cool. He just has that like natural edge to him. Where Jack's kind of like a square and also doesn't really talk much in the series. So I mean, he has that strong silent type shit, but like we're talking like cool, not moody brooding.
All right. Time up. And Matt.
Jack is anything but brooding. He is fun-loving. He has a heart of gold. He is cool in many things. And dweeb is such a fucking... I associate dweeb with nerd. And nerds are cool as shit now. They make our technology... If Jack was in a different time, he might be a fucking karate instructor that was a Best Buy nerd herd Geek Squad guy on the side. Like, he is textbook cool in any
Time.
definition.
All right. Y'all gave some solid arguments.
Random question though: have you seen the new shit?
No.
Dude.
I haven't actually watched any Samurai Jack.
I was gonna say the new
Yeah,
shit
do
is
that.
like the dark and brooding shit. The new shit, like they aired on like Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's good.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the 2-part pilot, and that was it.
This one I'm going to give to Chris.
Did Chris win?
No. We're going to keep going. Because I have
that
3 more
for?
questions.
3-2.
It's 3-2. But I have 3 questions to sway that shit.
So Tony,
So hopefully this doesn't take more than 3 questions. You guys are low.
Tony says the Sanji story, him and his ragtag crew trying to make a kitchen run. And then Morgan is in the samurai. Samurai means to serve. Morgan is never been a lord servant.
You know, Tony is right about that.
God damn it.
Tony's about what? Sorry.
If you would listen,
Mugen is in a samurai.
Morgan is in the samurai. Samurai means to serve. Morgan has never been a lord servant.
Actually, on the internet, though, they can like hear me and shit. Like,
He's more of a, was it Ronin? Or, wait, which one's the one that doesn't have a master?
I don't know, but it didn't
Right.
get brought up in the actual argument, so I don't count for shit.
Yeah. And one was already awarded.
So, 3-2. Next question.
Yeah, he definitely has more of a running time.
Worst anime dad?
I know.
Oh, like,
mine.
Delta's dad?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
I
hard
know.
to go with, but I guess I'll go
I
with
got
Goku for lack of time.
Okay. Go for it.
I mean, Goku's just like doesn't give a fuck about his kids, really. I mean, he does, but like, there's never really a situation where it's like his kids that push him over the top. It's like Krillin getting, oh fuck, Krillin's dead. it's never like I gotta not die because I got like a 10-year-old kid and this other kid that recently had a baby, or like he's just Piccolo's a better dad to like Goku's kids. And even Gohan's kids, because Gohan doesn't know how to be a fucking dad, because he doesn't have a dad yet, Piccolo. So Piccolo's the best can't have kids, he spits out eggs. Goku's just shit.
Spitting out eggs is still having kids. Let's not be racist here. So Goku sacrifices himself multiple times to save his kids. Let's just get that out of the way now. Like, what is a better dad? One who will sacrifice himself or one who will fuck your girlfriend?
I'd fuck
And
his
that is
girlfriend.
exactly what mine is attempting to do. Whether or not they do is ambiguous, but I'm pretty sure he did fuck his son's girlfriend.
Jesus
Is that all?
Yeah, let's
All right, all right.
What
So,
are you doing here, myself?
30-second rebuttal. Go.
Okay, yeah, Goku's definitely not gonna fuck your girlfriend, but as of Super, it's canon that like Goku's not even aware of what kissing is. So it brings in the question of how is Goku even really a dad? Like, how did Goku have kids? Like, whereas the Dad in your show is more of a realistic show, but that show's entirely about eroticism and like the feeling of. I guess your show is a metaphor for puberty in general. It's a hormonal thing, and that brings in a level of hormonal maturity past what a kid would know. That would be
Time.
apparent.
And go.
My dad does not give a fuck. He sends his kid to get his booze. He sends his kid to do so many fucking disturbing things. And he shows up with a fucking thing on his head. Doesn't give a fuck. Goku is a great dad. He will do anything for his sons in the ways he knows how.
Time.
Fuck, I meant to bring up, given this is a point completely stricken from the record, but Goku doesn't really die for his kids. Only in the sense that he's died for the entire world at that point. But it's never specifically about.
No, he sacrifices himself in the Frieza fight to
Yeah.
make sure that everyone gets away safe.
But that's everyone.
Especially Gohan.
Well, you brought up some valid points.
Should have
Big-
brought up a Tree of Might, maybe? The one where Gohan's.
No one remembers Tree of Might.
Which one? No, it's not Tree of Might. It's I feel like the one with Garlic Jr. It has the scene of like little Gohan and he's drunk because like he.
It ain't canon.
But it's the best. It's my favorite Dragon Ball thing. I don't know what it is.
You brought up the fact that like Goku, for the most part throughout his life, has been neglectful, and you brought up for the fact that like Naoto's dad is kind of he's just like
Try to fuck your girlfriend.
I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend. I'm gonna send you to do a bunch of shit that a child like that's like 12 years old really shouldn't be doing. And honestly, I feel like a hazardous, abusive dad, to a degree, as far as psychology goes, is worse than a neglectful dad. So I'm gonna give the point to Matt.
Whoa.
I wish I
I
could take
was
back my answer. And use
Definitely
Ash
gonna say
Ketchum. His
the
dad just
dad
wasn't
from
there.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
father
fuck.
from Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm
Fucking
surprised.
Conan?
I'm surprised none of y'all went with Shinji's dad from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Never
Oh,
seen it.
That's how you pronounce that?
That's
Yeah.
Evangelion?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
That's how you can
close
tell
to
people
how-
that have watched it and
Evangelion?
people that haven't.
Evangelion.
I still say like the dad from FLCL was a fucking pervert. I mean, he was.
Tony says Mugen autocorrect for the last.
I figured he'd get it eventually.
Well, it's also autocorrect for me because I have no idea, so I was saying Morgan.
Morgan Freeman, the samurai.
Oh,
Tom
Morgan from
Cruise.
Dark Stalker.
Would that have been an appropriate answer for the last
No.
question? I don't remember what the question was.
47 Ronin. No.
What?
Yeah. All right.
Go on, Sid.
I don't think I've ever actually.
Do you have any other comments? Okay. Next question.
I stopped commenting.
Which is better? Pokemon or Digimon?
Digimon.
He said it first,
Goddamn.
so you gotta argue Pokemon. Go.
Pokemon's a global phenomenon. Pokemon's broken through so many barriers that aren't even just like fucking anime barriers. It's a national thing. There's a fucking Detective Pikachu movie coming out that has it's set in the Pokemon world, but it has nothing to do with like what the original shit stemmed from because Pokemon is just fucking massive. Pokemon is like the Disney of anime, or Pokemon is like the McDonald's of anime, or it's the Pepsi of anime. It's this massive force that can't be fucking stopped. You can't stop Pokemon. Pokemon Go. Fucking Ash loves his Pikachu. That's the basis of everything. It's beautiful. Pokemon.
Okay.
The best.
Wow.
Pokemon is what you turn on to watch colors change and have background noise. Digimon is what you turn on if you want to have a fucking cohesive story that has character development.
Can I have this?
If you don't have any more, okay.
I think there's some Bud Light.
Okay.
I'll drink. I'll bite the bullet. If you have.
I believe it. All right, continue.
Fuck, where was I? Digimon has character development. It has a legacy. Pokemon is literally just Ash going around with a interchanging group of friends to fucking be the best. Digimon, the world is at stake. Fucking, we have to befriend these digital monsters to yeah.
He just got it.
Digimon are the champions.
Digimon are the champions. I'll go to the 30-second thing now.
All right, starting with you, Chris. Closing argument.
Alright, when's the last time you tried to watch Digimon? Like, it's great in its attempt to tell a story, but it folds very quickly, and that's why that franchise didn't really hold up. It also had a far more complicated card game that didn't really catch up to shit. And Digimon's just like, it's a broken thing where, like, Pokemon is still a fucking show. Like, there's so many iterations of Pokemon that, like, it's still encapsulating, like, 20 years later, it still has an audience. It's still finding a fucking audience. And that has to be 30 seconds. Like, where's the timer?
Oh.
Yeah.
So-
Whenever my phone like fades away, it doesn't go off the timer for some reason. It's stupid. All right, 30 seconds. Go.
Digimon is still a show as well. And if we're going to bring peripheries into it, I said that fucking wrong, I'm drunk. Then Digimon has the better fucking games. Like video games. Digimon were Tamagotchis for people who wanted to battle their Tamagotchis. That's fucking sick. Digimon, the story does not get too convoluted. It fucking
All right.
I mean, also, if you want, I think that's been done before, you can also like another 15 seconds.
What are y'all's scores right now?
Wait, we've been keeping
You have 3.
I'm 2. He's 3.
Okay, 15 more seconds and 3, 2, 1. Boom.
There was a Pikachu Tamagotchi, I believe it was called Hey Pikachu or some shit like that. I don't remember if there was specifically a Pikachu Tamagotchi. But like, I've tried to rewatch both, and like they're both like just nostalgia, like greatness.
Time.
Like,
That was like 15 seconds.
And yeah, no, 15 seconds. And go.
Digimon is Pokemon for thinkers. Digimon has all the beats of Pokemon. It has the friendship with a fucking monster that you have to go battle with and command, but it has
Time.
character development between the two.
All right, I'm giving it to Matt.
I mean, he was arguing Digimon. As you know, we both said Digimon.
But he also argued a lot better.
No, I'm not. Because it's the
So-
better option. Only 2 options. He picked the better one.
So you're 3
I mean,
and
he
3.
argued better, but like.
The one and only Malek710 says Pokemon. Digimon ripped off Pokemon.
Who won?
The correct answer is Monster Rancher.
That's the truth.
That was my shit, and like honestly, probably if we bring in games as well, one of my favorite PS1 games.
I remember you got no. I'm thinking, is it Monster Rancher where you got a special one if you put in fucking that goddamn Dave Matthews Band CD?
Probably.
Yes. With Monster Rancher, back in the day when that came out, you got any CD, they would come out with like a weird creature.
Yeah, any CD, any DVD, anything like that. It
anything
was
that you-
fucking rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so for the final speed round question, the tiebreaker, I want you to pitch your favorite anime to someone who doesn't watch much anime. You. Pitch to him without saying the name of your anime. And whichever one, by the end, he is most likely to watch.
Well, then who goes first?
You all have to rock, paper, scissors.
Can I get a chair or something? Somebody pitch me something. If I
No, you take my chair. I'll stand and
They have to
overlook
pitch
everything.
it to me?
Judgmentally, like a
Alright.
judge does.
Yes.
Go figure.
Who's going first? Pitch best.
And are we actually
What's
timing
the
this, or-
question?
I won't time initial, but I
Give
will
me
time
a
a rebuttal and a second rebuttal.
How long do I? Can I just go on for my initial? Or like
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes apiece.
Well,
2 minutes apiece? Fuck.
I'm the in this situation.
I'm the judge. You're the subject.
I'm just saying, like, I want the pitch, but it should be a pitch, less than a minute. Should be like 30 seconds.
I will say 2 minutes, then rebuttals, and then smaller rebuttals.
You're giving them 2 minutes?
2
Yeah, I feel
minutes
like
to
2 minutes
explain.
is a lot.
2 minutes to explain. Actually, no, fuck it. No, he's right. 1 minute to explain, 30-second rebuttal, and then a 15-second rebuttal.
Alright, what's
Whoever wants to go first,
I mean,
raise
I've
your hand.
got to think of one.
I mean, I've got one.
If you got one, then you go first.
what's the question?
What was the question exactly?
Pitch your favorite anime to him without
okay.
saying the name of it.
I already know my favorite anime, so I've got an answer.
All right,
See,
go.
I know Corey.
Go.
Wait, do I not have until he decides an answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. You decide an answer.
Y'all are
Um,
messy.
Shut up.
No, I won't.
Like, I'm trying to be fucking impartial.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do FLCL because Corey has already said that is his
I mean,
favorite
we
anime.
also can't say the name.
But no,
Right.
also I want you
I
all
would
to
like
actually pick
Samurai
your
Champloo.
actual favorite anime,
But-
not just like what you
I
think
mean,
he would.
Right, just pitch it.
Well, it's hard because one of my favorite animes is FLCL.
I don't really like anime that much, honestly. So-
Okay, I got it.
All right,
I'm fucking on this.
you ready, Chris?
Can you blur my face?
Doesn't he go first though? Or-
Oh yeah, you do. Go first.
Okay, so a mysterious child is fitting people with strange gems that are turning them against their families and making them kill anyone close to them and eventually the world. Another girl who is, or a girl, excuse me, a girl who is from a line of slayers of this type of thing, inherits a sword and has to go around and disperse these creatures. It deals with the paranormal. It deals with demons. It deals with finding
Sounds
yourself
kinda
as a person. It does have a lot of action.
Does
it-
it? Time.
Wow. I'm sorry, man.
All right,
I love you.
Chris, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, so imagine dying, but you get
I
a
have.
second chance of life. You come back with supernatural powers, and in this moment, you realize that demons and spirits and the mystical life are real. It is now our main character's job to hunt down and dispose of various evil threats armed with his slew of supernatural powers and a bad temper as he undertakes various missions and fights enemies both the human and non-human variety. You get to see action and just madness and just intense fucking character development. And is my time close to out yet? Fuck.
You got 17 seconds.
Okay, so there's just passion, and it's just all about just fucking guy who dies and is now not dead, kicking ass and taking names because he should have died in the first place.
Let's do it.
What's he doing?
Yeah.
Fighting monsters.
You'll never know.
What kind of
Past
monster?
that.
Demons.
No time. All right, Matt. Get it up here. Give a 30-second rebuttal. Starting now.
Dies. Everyone this girl comes in contact with dies in a horrific manner. One gets turned into the fucking thing she has to fight, and that is the climax of it. You have monsters that they battle with as well.
My ex-girlfriend texted me.
That's time.
This is
Are we
fun.
doing 30-second rebuttal?
Yes.
This is
And
fun.
go.
See, throughout everything you've said, I still haven't gathered a grasp for what yours is actually is, other than some gems and a girl when people die. Like, I tried to figure out like what your anime is. I don't like mine might be guessable, but it's actually you probably know mine. 'Cause it's
I know yours. You
And,
haven't watched mine.
and like mine is just it's fucking great. It's one of the most entertaining, humorous, and also action-packed fucking. There's
But
gore,
explain
there's
it
blood.
to me.
Time.
Explain it to you. I'm out of time.
Can't. Time.
All right. I will allow you all 15 more seconds, please.
Can it start when I start talking? 'Cause-
Yes. Go.
That's not how it
Go as in like recuperate, do what you need to do, and then start talking.
Because I'm pretty drunk.
I know.
Yo, you had like 2 beers.
Look at those.
What are those?
Waterloos!
Anyway, we're gonna start at some point.
Yes,
Whenever he's ready.
So we have another additional
15.
I feel like I'm sitting in the fucking Matrix chair.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
That's what I needed.
All right.
Okay. So, mine deals with more than just the gems. It deals with the relationship between sisters. It is a girl from an adoptive home having to overcome the adversity of fighting her stepsister,
Time.
who is better than her.
Chris, you ready?
Mine is just a fucking just smart mouth kid just punching his way through badass action sequences and fighting demons and trying to save the world. And since that, like, he died and he realizes there's this whole other
Time.
level to existence.
All right.
How would
Which one would you rather watch?
probably Chris?
Then Chris gets the point and wins.
What was the anime?
I mean, you are Yu Hakusho, and for a second there, I thought yours was Steven Universe, which is not
Yeah.
But what is yours?
Galre Zero.
Oh, okay.
So I've never seen that.
All right.
All right, I'm
Doesn't make
sorry.
sense.
And the winner has been chosen. It is Chris for the anime fights. The
Did
first,
he get it?
but not the only anime fight.
Debate.
Debate what he said.
There's no fighting here, except when the cameras are off.
And we all just beat the bloody shit out of each other.
Yeah.
The first
can we
rule
do
is
that?
we can't talk about it.
You just did.
No,
right.
I talked about the first rule. Yeah.
Y'all did good.
So, fucking the whole switching, switch the roof thing.
Seriously, like, come on.
It was good for the sci-fi one too.
It was a lot of fun.
I hated
love
that.
It wasn't as hard as the sci-fi one because it was the opposite switcheroo. It went from like pitch, it went from pitch the best thing as the worst thing, but the other way around is just so fucky. 'Cause you go into the thing picking the worst thing, and then have to pitch it as the best thing. And me, I picked the worst thing. There's nothing good to say about that to me.
I still
Yeah.
thought like you guys even bring up like Tenchi and Tokyo.
Because we didn't talk about harem anime.
Anime was the worst for it.
I don't know what that
worst
means.
Anime switch.
Nerds.
Yours was my first.
All right,
pick.
so are we all done?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
See y'all next time.